All right, folks, we're back to talk about East Cleveland Mayor Brandon King. He's finally out. Suspended, booted, kicked to the curb.
He's been suspended.
It comes as Mayor Brandon King defends himself against corruption charges.
A panel of 3 retired judges issued its final ruling. By a 2-to-1 vote, the commission suspended King from office effective immediately.
You know, he's got to be the most corruptedest individual I've ever seen in my entire life of politics.
Well said, my man. But it wasn't just about wrecking the city's finances, handing out government perks like party favors and treating taxpayers' dollars like his personal slush fund. This guy ran East Cleveland like a corrupt mob boss, and now he's finally facing the music. Took long enough, though, so let's break down how we got here, what happens next, and just how much of a disaster this whole thing really is. Oh, and one more thing, did you know you can actually apply to be the mayor of East Cleveland? No joke. You can submit an application and potentially step into that role.
Judge Anthony Russo is accepting applications for interim mayor, which are due next week.
So, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and this isn't just another case of a bad mayor. King wasn't just incompetent, he was straight up stealing. Investigators uncovered that between 2019 and 2023, he funneled over $76,000 in city funds to businesses owned by him and his family. That means he literally used his position as mayor to line his own pockets. And that's just what they managed to catch.
King was indicted in October on 11 counts of alleged wrongdoing, including felony theft in office,
unlawful contracts, and soliciting improper compensation. He pleaded not guilty to those charges back in November. Prosecutors say he funneled city contracts to his own businesses and gave a councilman a city vehicle and gas cards.
While King was busy running his own personal stimulus program, East Cleveland was falling apart. The city was already deep in financial trouble, roads were crumbling, crime was through the roof, and public services were practically non-existent. But King, he was out there spending money the city didn't even have. In 2023, the city council approved a $26 million budget. But Mayor Brandon King tried to push through a $36 million budget, $10 million more than the city could afford.
On Thursday, City Council filed an emergency resolution to charge the mayor and finance director with dereliction of duty. City Council told 3 News the mayor's proposed budget of $36 million is $10 million more than the budget City Council approved. City Council says East Cleveland will be $30 million in debt in the next 5 years if the mayor continues the spending.
The council members begged him to stop, but he just ignored them. They warned that East Cleveland was headed for a $30 million debt, and he couldn't have cared less. This guy was running the city into the ground, treating taxpayer money like it was monopoly cash. So, how did he get away with it? Simple, he ignored literally everyone. The city council tried to hold him accountable, but he just ghosted them. When it came to the budget, he spent whatever he wanted with zero public transparency. He held secret meetings and even blocked council members from attending. Oh, and let's not forget, he liked to hang out on city property in the middle of the night, smoking and chilling with his buddy.
He captured this video of Mayor Brandon King back in July.
It's devastating what's in the video. Our city leader, the mayor, is on camera drinking and smoking in our city hall.
While the city was burning financially, the mayor was basically hosting a frat party in the city hall garage. But finally, after months of people demanding he be removed, the state of Ohio stepped in. A panel of retired judges voted 2-1 to suspend him from office. This is huge. King is officially out as mayor, and his criminal case is moving forward. Let's be real, though this guy is in some serious trouble. If convicted, he could be facing real prison time, and honestly, it wouldn't be shocking if he already has a cell waiting for him. So who's running East Cleveland now? Great question. Apparently, no one knows.
Imagine living in a place where your mayor has been suspended and officials are fighting over who is really in charge of the city. That's what East Cleveland residents are dealing with.
And while a judge will decide who will become acting mayor, for some, the confusion continues.
Who is the interim to the interim?
Well, currently we are in the process of working out with the Supreme Court.
A power grab in full swing in East Cleveland, causing chaos, confusion, and finger pointing.
Well, 2 council members called for an emergency meeting to demand the now suspended mayor return his city vehicle, building keys, and remove his name from city bank accounts and the website.
The city charter says that if a mayor is removed, the city council president should step in. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Wrong. East Cleveland is so dysfunctional that city officials can't even agree on who the council president is.
That's East Cleveland Clerk of Council Mansell Baker. However, City Council President Lateek Shabazz claims he's the next in line to be mayor per the city's charter. But the city's law director, Willa Hemmons, says she's acting mayor. I stopped by City Hall. Councilman Shabazz did not respond to my messages, and Hemmons refused to go on camera.
Instead of doing something logical, now the county's probate court is taking applications for mayor. Yes, applications like you're applying for a job at McDonald's or Amazon.
Cuyahoga County Probate Court has taken up the dispute, and Judge Anthony Russo is accepting applications for interim mayor, which are due next week.
If you've ever dreamed of running a bankrupt, crime-ridden city, now's your chance. Just submit your resume and hope for the best. Judge Anthony Russo will review the candidates and pick an interim mayor by Valentine's Day, February 14th. That person will hold the position until the next election in November. Now that King is finally out, there are a few things up in the air. Will he go to prison? The case against him is pretty solid. Prosecutors say they have a mountain of evidence. And if convicted, he's facing some serious time behind bars. But who's taking over? As I mentioned, a random judge is picking the next mayor. Will they be any better? No idea. Can East Cleveland recover from this? The city is deep in financial trouble, and the next mayor has the huge task of cleaning up King's mess. Good luck with that. Brandon King's suspension is a win for accountability. But it's just the beginning. East Cleveland has been run into the ground by corrupt politicians for decades. So, yeah, King is out, but the city is still a disaster. Whoever steps in next better be ready for the fight of their life. Because East Cleveland doesn't just need a new mayor, it needs a miracle.
Would you all agree that this is one of the most vital, critical times for the city of East Cleveland as far as the council and the mayor?
A community in turmoil facing a tough question. Who will be the next mayor of East Cleveland?
Let me know what you think about this story in the comments below. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video.